Hello, welcome back to the Friends of Zeus podcast. This is episode 257.
Whoa.
All right, right. Tonight it's gonna be Jack's ship to steer, and there's just been so many squirrely things in the news lately, that we just kind of wanted to do one of those hodgepodge, talk about a little bit of everything. Uh,
Otherwise known as our regular
Carl.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is Carl's
Oh,
episode.
this
I don't
Carl's
even know who this
episode.
Jack guy is.
I don't either.
So
Yeah, well, that's that guy who used to be on the show.
I
yeah,
know.
yeah, I keep get you look strikingly familiar with you look like him. Never mind.
I got you.
I'm fine, words fine
Yeah.
can't do.
Stroke,
Um
that's what you're having.
Stroke probably eventually. So hot Carl, and I do
Yeah.
hot Carl. Why don't you tell us what we're talking about?
Okay. Well, everybody out there knows all about this, but I figured we should get into it because something major happened this weekend. There might have been some people that were looking to tune into the White House press correspondence dinner, which is a big deal, right? This is every year. You
Yeah.
have some kind of famous comedian get up there and he rips on the president and he rips on everybody and it's fun and everybody wears tuxedos. And that was like Saturday night. And so I got to admit, I didn't fully intend to watch it, but I know a lot of people that do. We pretty much were making pizzas and we watched a horror movie. That's what we did. But at some point, I looked at my phone and I couldn't believe what I was looking at, which is, hey, guess what? Another assassination attempt on the president of the United States.
Well, but let's
And so I
clarify
figured
that.
we should talk about that just as a lead off, if nothing else.
I think we have to clarify that because they really don't know if it was an assassination attempt. I mean, that is the assumption, but I don't think they've actually said
He
that. It sounded like he was going for anybody that he could
he had
get.
a priority list from what I read where it was like the president, vice president, his cabinet,
Yeah.
administration, and then he was like Secret Service only if they fire at me, Capitol Police and National Guard only if they fire at me. I'm not going to attack anyone at the who works for the hotel or guests. Like he had this whole
Yeah, Zeus, he
litany.
wrote an entire manifesto when you put together his writing, and he was clearly going after Trump. I mean, like, this is no doubt what he went there to do with his, I think he had a shotgun, a handgun, and some knives, and I think a grenade. Like, this
Well,
guy
And
went in loaded
apparently
for
no
bear.
shirt.
I think they
Yeah.
ripped all the clothes off of him after they tackled him.
Okay.
The only thing we know for sure is that he is not trans because we've been able to read the manifesto already.
Yeah, and
It's a good point,
but
Mike.
but he is openly gay, not that that
Is
matters
he? I
really.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know that either. Yeah.
Where was it? 31-year-old from Torrance, California. We were arrested charged of felony
Well, this
shooting.
is, yeah. I mean, we'll get
I,
into all of it.
I know. Well, that's what I saw on the Ticker Talkers or the
Well, he is
Instagram.
now.
So he may not be, but it
Well,
tracks.
we'll say, yeah, we'll on the Friends of Zeus podcast, he's gay. We'll just say it. That's what he is. But he may not be. That may be wrong. But anyway, no. So the guy's name is Cole Thomas Allen. He's a 31-year-old, I guess, a teacher with an engineering background. He's from California, Torrance, California. And yeah, I mean, apparently he checked into it's the Hilton Hotel in
Yeah,
Washington, D.C., where they
Washington
have
Hill.
this. There's a big ballroom. And so that's where they always hold this. And he checked in the day before carrying all of this weaponry and had no problem whatsoever. In fact, in his manifesto or his writings, whatever you want to call it, it's 1,000 pages, I think, give or take.
Jesus.
And he kind of rips on the security. He rips on the fact that he was able to travel and get there and check in to where the president was going to be. He goes off on this rant. In fact, he goes, "Oh, pardon me, but I need to go on a rant here." If you read the manifesto, like I don't know if you guys checked it out or what you take away from it, but what I was kind of struck by is he's got this dark sense of humor. like
The
he's
same.
cracking like there's wisecracks in it. And at one point, at the end of it, he signs off as Coal Force friendly federal assassin
Yeah.
Allen,
Wow.
which made me think of Spider-Man because that's
Yeah,
how he would write his little notes, your friendly neighborhood spy. Because I'm like, who else? Where does that come from? You know what I mean? So I'm
yeah.
thinking this guy's a comic book geek on top of, whatever else
He
he
kind of
might
looks like
be.
that guy that we had on this show for the Superman episode too.
A little
Oh,
bit.
maybe it's that guy.
One of our best episodes ever.
Oh God, abysmal. So I did check in,
I
and so
forgot about that.
it is not confirmed that he is gay. So we will take that
So
off
we're
the
just,
table
well, yeah.
Yeah, we just
until
ran with
later
that.
confirmed.
Yeah. So
Um,
what did you guys take? How, when did you find out? What did you think? What do you think now?
I think I found out before everybody. I think I sent a message out as soon as I got it. If you guys knew about it before then, but I don't think so. Nobody said they did.
I don't know that I knew about it before then. No, because I didn't even turn on the TV. I just had a busy day on
Uh,
Saturday. And I don't think I turned on the television till I don't know, like 9:45. I mean, that was I think it may have been from your text then. I mean, I don't
yeah.
know why I would have looked, but yeah,
He,
it was crazy.
I
Well,
want to
this
say
is like the third one. I
I
mean, on
know.
this president in the last few years. So, I mean, it's striking to me that I mean the rhetoric that was flying around this country that has been flying around regarding President Trump endlessly from the former administration, from everyone, including what'll be our next topic. Everybody's been out there basically decrying the president to the point of radicalization. I mean, like if you look at the two guys before, we know nothing about the first guy,
Yeah,
at
no,
all.
I mean,
He
we know
was a
his house is
ghost.
really clean when they
well,
got to it.
they cremated him within like 48 hours, and then they hosed off the roof within 24 hours.
Yeah, and
So
he had no imprint, no digital imprint or whatever, very little.
I
His
mean, that's
cell phones.
extreme. I mean, that's still
He's riding a bike with a gun all
I
over the
know.
ground. He's flying drones.
Walking around with a sight, to get
Yeah.
distances, a scope. I'm just like,
Yeah, it was
what?
pretty shady. But then you had the crazy guy on the golf course. I don't know if you remember him, and
Oh
and
yeah.
he was politically active. He was very outspoken anti-Trump. At one point, he was a mercenary. He wanted to go fight Russia, or he was trying to recruit other people to join the Ukrainian army. Like
I
he
don't
was
think he
pretty
was
out there.
actually.
But at least with him, it was pretty clear that what he was doing. He was going
I
after
mean,
the president.
this guy was pretty politically active. He donated to Camilla.
25, yeah, $25 to Kamala
$25.
Harris.
But what I'm saying is he there was no question where his politics lie. He went to No King's protests. He does all this other stuff apparently. I mean, to me, it's not the sad part is it's not surprising. That's the most upsetting part to me because when you have this endless 24/7 fire hose of demagoguing rhetoric, propaganda coming from everything, it works, man. We've been saying that for 5 years on this podcast. It works. And all it takes is, there's enough people out there that are like, screw it, I mean, even in his writings, he was like, no one else was gonna do it, so I have to do it. I mean, that's a
Yeah,
very intoxicating viewpoint if you're a young person who doesn't know what they're doing in their life.
And the
It
anger
gives you a
and
purpose.
the anger and the vitriol on the left is palpable. Like I I own firearms. I don't even it doesn't even cross my mind to shoot somebody, much less plot something like this. And yet the people that want to take away the guns are the ones that are using them in such a
Well,
vicious
that
manner. And
yeah.
I think now this is going to get conspiratorial, but maybe they want to take away the guns so that they have all the guns. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
well,
of course.
yeah,
That's
I mean,
exactly what they want.
that's
well,
Yeah.
exactly
okay,
what
so
they
I'm
want.
saying it out loud.
Yeah. I mean,
You know,
it's don't ever think that they want no one to have guns. They just don't want.
They want
They want
control
to
over
decide
who
who
has
has.
guns.
I mean, the thing that was very telling too, and what just made me disgusted, and this was, I don't know, an hour after I tuned in that when it happened, is again the regular members of the chattering class were immediately talking about how it's another example of the epidemic of gun violence in the United States, as though this were a problem with gun violence. Like it what is they completely ignore the elephant in the room, that this is political violence and it's mainly coming from one side and it's being stoked by the Democrat Party and their media. Like that gets
Also, he had knives and a
and
Yeah,
he had
grenade.
knives.
and a
So
grenade.
let me just say that if somebody, it's not guns don't kill people, people kill people.
Yeah.
If he was gonna, whatever he was gonna do, he was gonna do it. It
People
didn't
don't make
matter.
sandwiches. Bread makes sandwiches.
Yeah.
As you can
I,
see from here, where the Democrats had the guns over here,
yes.
and then Cole Thomas Allen was over. I'm sorry.
I heard someone say today that it was that we're lucky and kind of surprising that he didn't just open up fire like out in the lobby.
Well, from what I've heard of the manifesto,
I mean,
I don't
Well,
know.
he said he didn't want to hurt nobody
That's what I was
else.
gonna
He
say.
Yeah.
did
In a,
say
in a
that.
weird way, he had like a moral guideline that he was going with.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, a lot of crazy people do,
yeah,
you
it
know.
was it was it was bizarre. It was very interesting. Uh, yeah, but it was just it blew my mind that this is now the third, and this is only the ones that we've heard of. We
Mhm.
know that these things
Right.
happen all the time. I'm sure there was attempts on Biden, on Obama,
Yeah.
on
Well,
candidates that were not even that
not,
that were running for
but,
the spot.
but
Right.
not to this degree where people are seeing it on live television.
Well,
I
if
mean,
we
against Obama.
if I want to put on my
Yeah, I
uh
don't remember any assassination
Yeah, I don't think
attempts.
anyone was
yeah,
trying
but
to
we
assassinate.
don't have to hear, we're not going to always hear about that.
Yeah,
It
but
depends on the political climate. If it behooves them, I guarantee that at worst or at best somebody made it close and they got him beforehand, but the intent was there, all that, they just got ahead of it.
but there was no media saying that Obama was a Nazi
Fair enough.
for years leading
And
up to
also, I think if anybody tried to take out Obama, they would have taken every advantage of that. I mean, never let a crisis go to waste, right? That's what his
Rahm
uh
Emanuel.
yeah, Rahm Emanuel said famously. I mean, if anybody had tried to kill our first black president, believe me, it would have been on the news.
Yeah, yeah, and it would be pointed directly at the
Yeah.
3% of white nationalists that are
Not
in
even
the world, and then
3%.
they'd say there's like 57% of Americans are white,
Yeah, all the MAGA Republicans are the alt-right white supremacists. It's unbelievable. So I mean, that's what I mean when you have that going on for as long as you had it going on, you get stuff like this.
Yeah.
I mean,
and here's
his manifesto basically says on why I did any of this. I'm a citizen of the United States of America. What my representatives do reflects on me, and I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. And then he says, to be completely honest, I was no longer willing a long time ago, but this is the first real opportunity. I've had to do something about it. And then he gets into his rules of engagement, his what you guys were talking about, who he's targeting, which is the administration. And he even says that if any of the attendees get taken out, they agreed to go to this. They chose to, so they were complicit.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, this guy,
But I mean, isn't it interesting in what he said about, a lot of what he said sounds like it could have come right out of, I don't know, Jamie Raskin's mouth. He's a
yeah.
pedophile. He's a racist. I mean, he said all of these things or intimated them. I mean, it sounds like what you hear coming out of these people's
well,
mouths, that these people with TDS.
and I think
Sounds
Yeah.
exactly like
I
it.
probably said this before, but the thing that bothers me so much about this is these people that are like, ah, why couldn't he have got him? Oh, he's
I
still
know.
alive. Maybe next. it's
I
so
know.
un-American. You don't have to like him, but he's still your president.
But the thing is, and my wife and I were talking earlier about this, but it's like, do you remember when Luigi, one of our best episodes, when Luigi
Man,
assassinated
yeah.
Brian Thompson,
Yeah, and people are
Yeah.
like,
and people were like justifying it, and then when Charlie Kirk got assassinated, there's people that were like, well, he was a racist, he was it. I mean, and then this, it's like, I mean, they have crossed the Rubicon into justifying homicide for political
I want to say Charlie
reasons.
Kirk was seven
And
months today, I think I
yeah,
saw.
the 10th. Well,
Yeah,
no, yeah, it was September 10th.
yeah. Um,
I don't know, that still pisses me off.
it really does. It really does. And the proof is in the pudding because they really, the outward anger towards Charlie Kirk Kirsch has diminished. You're not hearing all the in fact you never did.
They
They never really
silenced
had
them.
anything.
No, they couldn't argue against them.
So they
But I'm
eliminated
saying
him.
They shot him, yeah.
this is like another step in the journey, man. I mean, it's unbelievable that this happened again. Like totally believable.
There's 3 years left too, man.
I know. Oh, it will
He needs
happen
to get
again.
him a Pope mobile.
Yeah, Zeus, you totally. I was thinking the same exact thing, man. He needs one of those.
He won't though. He won't though.
Yeah.
No, no. I
You know,
mean, he.
I
Good.
was talking to a buddy about this. The one thing that has been crossing my mind a lot lately, and I think we're hypocritical if we don't acknowledge that Trump is now the age basically that Biden was. He's more with
Yeah,
and all that stuff, but we should remember that and
Yeah.
expect perhaps fades in his thoughts. I
Absolutely.
I know this is kind of off what we were talking about, but I just wanted to get it out there because I have been concerned about that a little bit because he's getting old. He's starting to sound a little older too. He's looking the age
Yeah,
is now showing this time.
but what I get you, but I don't care about that until
Nor
it's
do
a
I.
problem.
Nor do
Until
I.
it's if it becomes an issue, okay. But I'm not just gonna, you
No,
know,
I'm not gonna throw the baby out with the bathwater.
yeah, to me, if you look at all the issues that we have right now as a country, his age is not even
But that's what I was saying.
registering
But
on the
it
list.
was important with Biden. But he
No,
had a
but it wasn't.
decline and
It
all that. Yeah,
wasn't. I don't think it was Biden's age. It
it was
was
the
his
decline.
his
Yeah.
behavior.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, personally,
So I think
well,
have we talked about good old Cole. I like his last name. I will give him that.
yeah.
yeah.
No relation. I was going to ask you.
No relation, no
So
relation.
Cole Tom. So I mean, we should have suspected. I mean, he's got three names. That's
Well,
the
all of us has three
Three
names.
I
name
know, but
every yeah, but you don't go by him.
yeah, you don't go by
Well, we
him
don't know that he does
when
either.
you do something
I'm
bad.
sure as soon as you do something bad, they're like, "What's his middle name?"
I
Did
know.
you
Right.
guys see that
Well,
thing where
well, he actually, like I said, he signed up as Cole Force, friendly federal assassin Allen. Like that was his tag. So they're really doing him an injustice by just using the middle name. It's not what he was looking for.
We'll just call him Tommy from here on out.
did you guys see the or hear? And I don't have it in front of me, but the John Hinckley had to have something to say about this.
Oh, did
About
he?
three names.
Yeah, no, about this attempt. So I
He's
don't
like,
know.
"Oh, he totally did it wrong. He should have been."
Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but the DC Hilton is where Reagan was shot
Oh,
outside DC.
wow.
He was leaving the hotel to get in his car. That's where Reagan was. The same building is where Reagan was shot. And
So
Hinckley was just like saying how the building was not safe and they shouldn't have had it there. I'm like, why don't you sit this one out, John? Like,
yeah,
not
you know what? That
please.
reminds me. That reminds me of like Hannibal Lecter advising the Red Dragon Killer or whatever the guy was.
Yeah,
What was
yeah.
that movie? Manhunter.
Manhunter.
Ooh, that's the first of
That's
the
the first of
Hannibal
the
Lecter
Yeah, and they
story.
remade it later as Red Dragon. But yeah,
like
that was the whole thing with the wise serial killer.
Can you
Advising
name? Can you? I'll
the
bet Jack knows.
Padawan learner.
I'll bet Jack knows. Can you name who the serial killer was in that movie? The actor,
It depends what version you're talking about.
the
oh,
Manhunter. Is that what it was called?
think it was called
The serial
Red
the killer
Dragon.
in Manhunter was played by what's I like him. He just died. What is
I know.
his name? What's his name?
Tom Noonan.
Tom Noonan. Yeah, I love Tom Noonan.
He
He's
was
totally
he
great.
was the villain in The Last Action Hero, I want to say. Really
He
weird
was
looking guy.
he's a creepy guy. He's in a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, and he's always like he plays that up. But anyway, yeah. So this guy though, in his manifesto, this I thought was interesting. He puts bullet points of objections that people will make, and he rebuts them. So his objection one, as a Christian, you should turn the other cheek. And then he writes, turning the other cheek is for when you yourself are oppressed. I'm not the person raped in a detention camp. I'm not the fisherman executed without trial. I'm not a
God.
school
What is
kid
he
blown
talking
up.
about?
I'm not a school kid blown up or a child starved or a teenage girl abused by the many criminals in this administration. Turning the other cheek when someone else is oppressed is not Christian, it's complicity in the oppressor's crimes. So he rattles out that rebuttal. That means this guy has bought hook, line, and sinker that people are getting raped in ICE detention camps, and the fishermen on the boat, the guy on the boat that we blew out of the water was a fisherman, not a drug dealer.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then he talks about starving children.
Yeah,
Um,
it's all the claptrap, man.
yes.
It's all the stuff that they say on Meet the Press and NBC Nightly News and
Let me
MSNBC and
give a
CNN. It's
question.
all that crap.
Are there ICE detention camps? I would think that that would be Border Patrol.
It's Border
Well,
Patrol. ICE.
whichever it is. Yeah.
No,
That's
no, I
Yeah.
but for clarity, I don't want to because ICE detention camp scares me a little.
Border
Border
Patrol.
Patrol makes sense because
they're
they're
right there.
detaining the people that come across.
Right.
ICE, that would be like bizarre to me. That would be kind of rolling in a
ICE.
way that I don't want
I'm
to do.
sure ICE has a place where they take people in custody. I mean,
Yeah, but detention camp is a whole nother.
I think they're called holding facilities.
Yeah, that's better. I'm sorry, I'm not trying
Yeah.
to nitpick, but that would be bothersome if ICE had detention camps again. It's the
yeah.
I mean,
term.
I think one of
No,
Detention
it
the
wouldn't
center.
bother me very much, but I hear what you're saying, I guess.
I mean, the Border Patrol does that. They patrol. So they patrol the
Yeah,
borders, but they can also patrol things in the interior and they
yeah.
run detention facilities, whereas ICE is sort of like the
They're like a police force.
the Delta Force of yeah,
Yeah,
they're the ones
yeah.
that go out and get people. And generally not just random people, although that's what they keep trying to say. These are people that have detainers, or they are people that have been ruled, they're overstayed their visas, or they've already been adjudicated and refused to leave. I mean, it's usually the type of people they're going after, as opposed to Border Patrol. But anyway, no,
Yes. So he
it's
gets into that. I mean, the other ones are pretty personal. He talks about how, one objection. Oh, where is it here? I just had it. One objection is that he's half white, half black, so he shouldn't be the one to do it. And his rebuttal is, I don't see anyone else picking up the slack. So, I mean, so he himself is making himself in a specialized category where I guess he's not supposed to be an assassin because he's part black. Like I don't understand what that thinking
I
is,
think it
but
might be more because he's an idiot.
oh yeah, I mean clearly. Um, So
So
yeah, I mean that's pretty much the story on that. Trump came out. He did. He's not. Trump's amazing because it's like this just happens. A lot of people, a lot of presidents would be like holed up in a bunker. He came right out. He and just started talking to the press about it. He praised the Secret
Tweeted the
Service.
photo
What's that?
or put the photo on True Social.
Yeah, no, but I mean, he actually got out there with the press, and he thanked the Secret Service. Oh, I didn't mention this. One of the Secret Service members actually got shot in the chest. But
yeah, but he survived. Yeah.
he's got a ballistic vest on. That's so he's going to be fine. But these guys were in the line of fire for real. This guy wasn't just showing up. I mean, he was firing shots.
yeah.
So it got a little, but I guess though they could hear the gunshots from the dinner, but I don't think he was. I think the Secret Service pretty much got him before he got too close to anybody.
I was kind of surprised that he didn't get shot.
Yeah, yeah,
The
no,
the perpetrator.
Mhm. I
I
just
think I'm willing to bet that Secret Service and all these law enforcement are probably more inclined to try and preserve the life of the potential assassin because they want to know where it's coming from. There's too much that could get lost with them dead. It's kind of like serial killers. They catch serial killers,
I
they
think,
don't often kill them.
but that's a good question. I'd love someone because part of me sees that and that makes sense, and then the other part of me is like, they're probably like end the threat first,
Right.
Right.
let it
But in
go.
this case, he had a gun.
But
They
they
had
did
bulletproof vests.
they
There
did
was
shoot at
tons of
him.
them.
They
Yeah,
did
they
Right.
shoot
shot
at
on him.
him.
But I don't know. I didn't see the video, but I heard there's a video of it, and they take him down quick.
Well, he like runs.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I'm sure they've got levels of how they're like with me as I know I haven't said this in a while, but I'm a psychiatric nurse. I am
I can't
trained.
believe that.
I know, right? I am trained to restrain people without doing harm.
Hmm.
We are told that if anybody tries to fuck you up, clock them, but in every possible case, you
You
can't
try not
restrain
to,
is
right? Because
lax.
they're having a problem.
Right. So I'm sure that there are little intricacies in how the Secret Service is handling these things. First of all, it would not be a bad image. I mean, it would not be a good image if he got blasted full of bullets. Even
But
though we would be,
no, but
this side would be fine.
the thing is though, and I'm not disagreeing. I mean, it's possible, but
I'm sure of it.
the thing we got to think about is, and we didn't know at the time, you don't know if it's one guy, you don't know if it's 20 guys, you don't know if this is
All
going
the
to
more reason to
happen
keep that guy
and
alive to
more
find out if
people.
there's other people there. You
I,
see what I'm
I
saying?
I think he's lucky he was because they didn't keep what's his face alive in Butler.
Right, but he was actively he
Shooting
Yeah, he
had
was
a gun
shooting.
and
he
he had
was
a long
shooting
range rifle and he had shot off 3 or 4 rounds. That's
already.
a whole different animal.
Didn't he shoot like 8 rounds, something
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
like
that's
that?
a different
How is that even
situation.
allowed?
This guy had a shotgun, which
Well, I sent you guys a picture
yeah,
of the weapons he had on him.
he had a shotgun and a handgun. He's
Uh,
not going to take out a whole shit ton of people, especially since he didn't even get into like
but it's
the prop, whatever proper.
the banquet hall. I mean, he
Yeah.
was close though. So the way that hotel is set up, it's got the ballroom that they use for this, and they use this one pretty much for all of them, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, it's on the lower level. So
Mhm.
he was on the level above, and he had ran through the magnetometer and was heading, there's like an escalator or stairway that is a secured another
Hmm.
checkpoint that then takes you downstairs to where the ballroom is.
Hmm.
Excuse me. And so he didn't even make it to there. I mean, he ran through the one magnetometer and they got it before he got to that
And
next
word
checkpoint.
is that maybe, I want to say it was a very short period of time, like 15, 20 minutes before this, his family sent this
Yeah,
manifesto.
that
Yeah.
he had sent them.
And,
He was writing it like as this was happening.
Yeah.
I've watched enough 24 and Born Identity to know that as soon as they got his name, they probably got a picture. They were like on it. And I mean that I'm joking about those shows, but that part seems realistic.
That does seem realistic, and they may have been looking for someone, which may be why they were so ready for. I don't. Who
Right.
knows? I mean, I just don't know. I mean, I don't know how you travel across the country on a train and sleep and have a 12 gauge
Well, there's clearly an
capacity.
imbalance going on.
But
They
I mean,
don't really
how
check
do
you
you get
very
away
well
with it?
on them trains.
Yeah, you can do
Yeah,
that.
but I'm just
I don't
saying.
even think there's a metal detector, honestly.
Or do we know that he brought them from there? He could have bought them here.
But
No,
shouldn't the
he
American?
talks about how he can't believe that he was even able to travel the way he did with
Oh,
all the
so he
weapons.
wrote the manifesto
Probably
on
on the
this side of
train.
the trip.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
or some of it. I think he finished it up, but there's
Yeah,
some
he
of
was.
it that was definitely written here.
That's
Yeah, there was no.
interesting.
There's a report that some of it was written. Maybe the very end of it was like 10 minutes before the incident.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was
That's
like
fascinating.
communicating. Yeah, no, it's pretty wild. And he apologizes to his parents. He apologizes to people that sat next to him on the train. Like he apologizes to, pretty much everybody for what he's about to do. It's just funny though. The guy goes through all of this and then thinks when he really gets there. with all those guys and the magnetic detector and all this stuff, and then thinks he's going to break through all of that with his and he's going to get to the president. Like at that point, you almost think a rational person would have been like, "Ah, shit, like I'm not getting through
I
this."
don't know,
But
man.
crazy,
Once you get committed to something like that
but
and you're already imbalanced, I think,
Yeah,
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 and
I
also
know you're right.
crazy stuff happens. They had that guy a few years ago who jumped the fence at the White House. I think Obama was president, to your earlier point.
yeah.
He jumped the fence, ran across the
Oh, the lawn.
Hmm.
went into the White House and like went down a hallway and was like, I don't know, not far from the Oval Office. I think
That's right. I
Obama
forgot
wasn't
about that.
home at that time.
See, I
Oh, and
told
he
you
wasn't
guys.
But
there.
he
He
made it. I
wasn't.
don't know if he was armed. Was he? I guess he was armed. Why else would you be? Yeah. But he made it into the White House. So it's one of those things where, like in Groundhog Day, when Bill Murray like steals the money from the armored truck, because he times it. No matter what the security is, if you can thread it and get away and have it something be hidden on you,
So
anything's possible.
Yeah,
this is
and what
one of the
like
things
and
that I did
go
want to
ahead.
make a point of, if I may.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Carl.
Yeah,
The I'm not being, this is a choreography thing.
Hmm.
So there is a part of me that says that they know people are going to try and kill Trump
Yeah.
and they plan the spin for
Yes.
afterwards. But I'm talking about on the right, like how it,
Maybe.
like,
Yeah.
so we're probably, if every attempt, like I said, I think there's plenty of attempts that go on all the time. What degree of success they have, how far they get into it, that can be argued. But there are plenty of people out there that are driven zealots that want to win for their tribe. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Or their own power.
I'll bet every single attempt that we get on Trump, we're gonna hear about it because it just
But yeah,
assuming he never dies from it, he will still be a martyr of sorts in that put upon, he knows how to spin things, man. I think it looks
he's a
far better.
politician.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
he is. He's
sort of.
probably
He's
the
more of a
look.
song and dance show guy.
But I thought Bill Clinton was a great politician. Trump is freaking amazing, man. I mean,
yeah.
just
Wait.
you gotta hand it.
So are
But
you
you see what
are
I'm
you
saying? So I'm saying,
no, let me clarify. Are you suggesting then that these assassination attempts get as close as they are because the administration
no,
is
no, no. I'm
allowing it
saying,
to drum up
no,
support?
no, no. What I'm saying is that plan for it, hope for the best, how you going to handle it afterwards, all that stuff. I'm sure they got a playbook. And I'm not even saying it's like insidious or anything like that. I just think that they know how they're going to respond to these situations because they know these situations are going to
Well,
arise.
yeah, Secret Service should be able to do that, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
but I don't think everybody has had that forethought. It's
yeah, no, I
actually kind
guess
of a
maybe,
plus on
but
Trump. No,
also
no
just
such thing as bad press.
well, just notably though, it should be pointed out again that those first two assassination attempts that I referenced, that was when Biden was the president and he controlled service and, I
He
mean,
couldn't
so his
control his
protection.
bladder. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, well, his administration did. There's a lot of shadiness about the way the
Dude, that's
Secret Service
gross.
handled that day. Like I said, riding the bike with a fucking sight device and a gun, and no one fucking let this. Yeah, there's that whole that was
I
very
don't remember
shady,
hearing about the
and
bike thing.
even the second guy was on his golf course, just chilling, waiting. He might have had a better shot of pulling it off because, I mean, if they didn't detect him when they finally did, who's to stop him from taking a shot on a golf course?
It's just so crazy to me. Like I said, I've bought a few firearms in recent years, and I've got stuff that could, 1,000 yards, all this stuff. Just the inclination, the drive,
Of course
it's
not.
so insane to me because
Yeah,
I just want to go plink at the range.
but a 99
I am
not
prepared for the
most
revolution though as well.
but most
Right, of
people
course.
most people aren't assassins. It's not, I mean that's good, right?
I
Yeah.
guess it kind of
I
goes
don't know,
into
Zeus. I
like
want someone to come over to this house. Come at me.
Come at me, bro.
See what
well,
happens.
I
I
keep
want to
mine at
know.
a
I want
friend's
to know how
house.
this happened again. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
You
he
can't
wrote
tell
about it.
me. You can't tell me.
Well,
I mean, it's not like he went down the elevator through the lobby. He went up through an unsecured staircase, popped out and ran. Said, "Okay, go."
And was
They
he
didn't
wearing like
secure
a
that
trench coat? How did
staircase,
he carry all these weapons?
and he was staying there. He
Yeah,
was
he
a
got in.
but you gotta secure the stairway.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know.
Here the thing is, I mean, we you can the thing about a story like this and like what's been going on with these assassination attempts is you can do a whole episode and you can focus on the event, but I think the bigger story is the larger umbrella over this. And like when Zeus talks about choreography, I mean, this is similar, what we talked about this when Butler happened. I can't believe it was a year? It's coming up on 2 years ago.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
was
think so.
before he was elected, right?
It was July.
So yeah, so we talked about it a little bit then, but it's sort of like if you create a situation that is dangerous by not having enough Secret Service people, and you don't when they request extra personnel, you say no, and you don't give them the equipment they need, and no one has a drone flying. Like you create an environment that is dangerous, and then you pump up the rhetoric of like he's Hitler, he's the worst person on the planet.
He's a racist.
All you
He's a
got
rapist. He's
just
everything.
sit back and wait, right? Eventually, it's gonna. I mean, to me, that's the overriding story of all this is we have a media, a party, because that is the same, that are stoking this and trying to create a situation where it's going to happen, and then acting, and then comparing it to, oh, this is just like Alex Pretty getting shot, which has nothing to do with it at all. Or like, you guys, right? People on the right are super violent. I mean, look at January 6th. It's like where no one was killed other than a protester. I mean,
Yeah.
they try to do this like whataboutism and all that stuff when anyone with eyeballs can look and see the vast majority of the rhetoric, the violent rhetoric, and the
Violence.
the violence is coming from the left. It
Yeah.
is. I mean, just look around, man. I mean, seriously.
And
I
again,
don't disagree with you, Mike. I'm just saying, how do you not put a guy at the door?
No, I'm with
How
you.
do you not
I'm,
put a
I'm
guy at every
100%.
door?
Well,
Like,
well,
where
like
are all the people? Yeah,
like Zeus said, if this keeps happening, and now it's happened with him as the president, maybe they will get him a Pope mobile, something like the president in the plastic bubble. Like, I mean, maybe things will change. But Trump is such a showman, and he
right.
loves just being right there with the press and getting in their face and standing as he's about to get in the helicopter. He comes over and his that hair is blowing in the wind, and he's just talking to people like the opposite of Biden. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, so I don't know how they're going to get him to be more careful. But Mike, as to your point though, with the rhetoric, that kind of provides a good segue to the next big news story I
Hold on, I have a
wanted to talk
question.
about.
Oh,
Yeah,
Who
go
is the
ahead.
comedian? Who is the comedian supposed to be at the correspondence?
Oh, I know there was some mentalist that was
yeah.
there. I don't know who the
Or
comic was
Oh,
actually.
hmm,
It's a good question. It's usually somebody decent, sort of a big
hmm.
name.
yeah, it wasn't
Uh,
Jimmy Kimmel. He was getting himself in trouble again.
Oh, he's such a
He
he's such
wouldn't
an
be at a
ass.
Trump thing.
what was he doing?
So he did on Friday
He did
on
something
his
about
show.
Melania, right?
Yeah, well, he did a fake
I think he said you have the
White House
glow
expectant
of an
widow.
expectant widow.
So he was doing
What a dick.
like a
Satirical.
satirical White House Correspondents' Dinner. Like he was the host
Oh,
on
I
his
see.
show, and so
That's
he was like
clever.
talking to people in the audience that you couldn't see, and he was like, "Oh, Melania, yeah, you have the glow of an expectant
It
widow." I mean, like
it
he
just
said
That's
this.
kind of fucked.
They're like, it's
It's
not
kind of
even
fun.
funny. Like
well,
I don't even understand it. Like I love. Like if you like jokes, like
dark
how is
humor
that
is
even a joke?
fine, but
But
again,
this isn't even dark humor. It's like I don't get it. An expectant widow. Like
yeah, but
who?
he is pandering to a group of people that are going, he's not dead. Oh, darn.
Right.
See, for
Right.
me, I don't know if
And
I've
they
ever.
literally say that. I've
Um,
had people in my
um,
office
Oh no,
literally
Mike,
say,
if you look at these street reporters who interview people on X, like at these
yeah,
protests, I mean, there are like school teachers that have gotten outed and fired for some of the nasty shit that they've said about wanting to see Trump dead. It's too bad the bullet missed. I wish they had gotten him. I mean,
yeah,
people are sick. People are sick, and I mean, and like you guys already said this, but the Charlie Kirk assassination was another good example of what the bile that people are capable of spewing out. I mean, there were people that again, you watch these videos of these protesters, and they were very happy to just gloat and be, praise the death of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah,
These people are
it's
sick.
Well,
it's
and
crazy.
I know I've mentioned it before, but I was in the army, and like for me, I guess let's see, that was 88, so that would have been what? Uh
Almost
Going on
Clinton?
40 years
Clinton,
ago.
right?
no. It
Yeah,
well,
because I think they looked at
Almost.
the question before I was
no. Bush won in '88. Clinton won in '92.
okay, but
Yeah,
okay. But for me,
The
like
first
the
Bush.
president is the representative of us, and if nobody, whether you like them, don't like them, and unless he's like Martin Sheen at the end of what was that movie?
the
The
dead
Dead
zone.
Zone, holding up the baby as the assassins are shooting. Unless he's doing something like that, off limits.
Yeah,
Like if a foreign power came and killed our president, we should be fucking
of
outraged.
Oh,
course.
they would
Yeah,
know. They'll
but
love it.
that's not the
They
But
case.
would
that's
love
not the
it.
case.
Right. And
Yeah, I don't.
that disgusts me more than anything. It's just appalling.
Yeah, I've never wished death on someone I disagreed with in my
No,
life.
same.
Now, I have said, in all honesty, like when it's time that someone dies, that I may not be unhappy about that, but that I'm kind of ashamed of that. But I have thought and said that before.
Yeah, like good riddance kind of thing
Like
or
good riddance
whatever.
type of thing, but not like wishing it upon them. I mean,
Right,
that's
of
a
course.
whole other
And
level.
well, there's
It's
something
just so
very
hard.
visceral about saying it out loud.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ugly.
I could be fine with them shooting Joe Shagnasty, the worst president ever. I could be fine with that, but when you say it in public, it
It's
brings
a
on a
whole other
whole,
thing.
you're on a soapbox all of a sudden.
Mhm.
People are listening to you. If you have people's
Well,
respect,
yeah, but
they're
that
going
but
to go
that's
with
just
you.
it.
If you have people's disrespect, they're going to go the other way. It
Yeah.
becomes a whole different animal. It's like a mind virus, a social
Mind virus.
contagion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then well, that's just it. They become emboldened to say it. Like they think it's righteous because he's so evil. I mean, he's Hitler. And so
Yeah.
it's okay to say, I want to see Hitler get killed. Like they've done that to the office of the president,
It's
which is unbelievable. And that's kind of what I wanted to get into this other story because
Oh,
yeah.
Trump Jesus.
no, no, not Trump Jesus, but no, the last week's indictment of the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay,
I
so
don't
now
know anything about this.
if you guys go back, if you go back and think about the incident at Charlottesville, okay, it's
Mhm.
very important to this story and really to what we're talking about. So Charlottesville happens. Okay, it's a protest over the removal of Confederate statue. I don't remember who the statue was of exactly. It might have been Robert E. Lee.
Yeah.
Um, but there was a protest over the removal of a statue. This was toward the end of President Trump's first term. Okay, and there was a young woman was killed, and
Heather.
at that protest, an actual group of white supremacist nationalists did show up with tiki torches, and they kind of tried to disrupt the protesters of the statue, and they were talking anti-Israel and anti-Semitic comments and racist comments. These were actually like a Nazi group, a
Right.
local Nazi. And so that was happening at the same time. And then this young woman got killed, supposedly by one of these people. Although that's been just debunked. That they really weren't part of the killing of the girl.
Yeah, he was in a Dodge Challenger, a
Yes,
Dodge Challenger. Wait, so
right.
you're saying he wasn't associated with the Nazi?
My understanding is the girl got killed because the car was surrounded and the guy basically drove.
Well, I mean, just for clarification, the video I saw, he may have
He
been blocked,
plowed.
but he came down the street full head of steam and right into
Yeah,
a group of people.
no, that's
Which, I
true.
mean, the guy's an asshole. I mean, that's
Oh,
horrible.
he's no doubt. So what
Yeah,
happens with Charlottesville though is Trump gives the famous press conference after, and they used this against him
for years.
for
He's still doing
forever.
it. Yeah.
forever. Okay, so he had talked about the protesters, that they're being fine people on both sides, and then he denounced the Nazis. He denounced the racists within a breath,
Yeah.
and they soundbited that shit and basically said he's saying that there's good people with the white supremacist Nazis. Okay, now so that drummed up everything for Biden. Biden's first major campaign ad, he referenced Trump's statement that there were fine people amongst the white racist anti-Semitics. And if you guys remember the Red speech, he hammered that nail again, where he compared those MAGA Republicans to the white nationalists. So
Mm.
this never stopped. So that's the party's mantra, and the foundation for that, I would say, was laid by groups like the Southern Poverty Law Center. In fact, I think they cited the Southern Poverty Law Center in that advertisement, that campaign ad that Biden put out there, essentially
Yeah.
equating Trump to these assholes. And,
Yeah.
and he just ran with it. And like you said, Mike, that hasn't even stopped to this day. There's still people that believe that Trump said that.
Right, because they heard it, because they heard an edited version. And again, it's what he was trying to say with like, or not trying to say, he said it.
He
They
said it.
they cut it out. But there's good people on both sides, meaning the people who want to tear down the statue
And the
and then the
people that
people
don't.
that want to protect the statue.
Correct.
That's what he was. He wasn't even because
It was
when he
completely out of
mentioned the
context. Yeah.
Nazis and the racists, you're right, Jack, because he was like, you know, he talks about them in the middle. He talks about them to exclude them from the point he's about to make that there's good people on both sides.
Correct.
Because he's like makes it clear that he's not talking about these
No,
Nazis.
he denounced them.
Yeah, he
He made it
specific.
very clear.
Yeah,
Well, it's kind of
Yeah.
like
So
when he
anyway,
said
so
the thing about Mexico's not sending their best. They're sending
hmm
their rapists. They're sending their murderers.
and I'm sure some are good people.
But it said, but the clip was, they're racists. They're murderers.
hmm
The whole sentence wasn't there.
Right. But and then you come to find out that like Maduro was emptying his now granted it's not Mexico, it's Venezuela, but he was emptying his prisons
Yeah.
and his insane
yeah.
asylums and stuff like that, you know? So
Yeah, no, I mean, and yeah, and then that was with the whole shithole countries and everything. You know what I mean? Trump was saying a lot about who they were sending and where these people were coming from. They're not sending their best.
the
But
thing
no, but
yeah,
just to get into this whole thing with the Southern Poverty Law Center, just
yeah.
now, anybody who's watched the party media over the last 10 years has heard this group referenced as this bastion of truth, and they're a media resource. Like they'll quote the Southern Poverty Law Center
hmm
says that da 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 da. So we've been hearing about this group of it's almost like a superhero, like the Super Friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they they
yeah.
they come they come
Fighting
down
for
from on
justice.
high, and they dole out these nuggets of wisdom, and they let us know all about the roving hordes of white supremacists that are just all over the country. And Biden, I remember Biden said at one point the greatest domestic threat is the white
Yeah.
supremacists.
How's
I
that
mean,
borne out, America? Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
I still yet to really meet one. I know they exist, and they
they're
definitely
behind every
exist
tree. They're behind
behind every
every
tree, but under every rock. Correct.
well, the thing about this story, I mean, and the crux of it, and not this, I don't know if you're getting into what the crux of the story is, where
Yep.
they were basically gaslighting everybody and like paying people to be disruptive, basically. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
put that aside, but I mean, this is that point of again, I've known about Southern Poverty Law Center for I don't know, 20 years, whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing that people were saying, and this was back in like the aughts and in the 90s that people were saying about these people, it's like there's not enough supply for them. I mean, in other words, they're grifting on hey, send us money and we're gonna fight these Nazis and Ku Klux Klan members. And then people were putting out stories saying like the registration for the Ku Klux Klans decline over the decades to where now it's like, 600 people in the entire country or whatever, and they're all in like
Right.
four counties. Anyway, and then like the neo-Nazis, how their levels have gone down. So the SPLC is making money on shutting these places down, but when there's none to take their place, then why do you need the SPLC? Then we get into this story that just broke. Oh, well, they're stoking it now. Like they're
Yeah.
trying to get people to do crazy stuff.
Well, I mean,
They're
think, I
funding it.
mean,
They're
right.
funding it.
They're funding it. That's the best part of
Yeah.
the story is that
Amazing.
it's, and we're talking like 3 million plus dollars.
But they raised
Okay. So
81 million that year. I mean, you talk about a good return on investment. You spend 3 million, you fundraise 81 million off of that.
that's precisely that's right, and that's what they were doing. They were, I mean, because you think about like you said, the dwindling numbers of these actual people, right?
Yeah.
They had nothing really to talk about to raise money at all, so they had to they had to fund
I
these
mean,
groups, and
did
they
you think?
also
Yeah, I'm sorry.
no, they you know they're charged with 6 counts of wire fraud, 4 counts of making false statements to a federally insured bank, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit concealed money laundering.
Hmm.
And that doesn't even go to just the nature, like we're talking about the fact that I picture this group of skinheads, like a dozen assholes that really can't get off the ground. They can't pay to take trips to go protest protesters, and then along comes the SPLC with millions of dollars
Yeah. Well,
to help them do it. It's
and they're doing it
unbelievable.
through shell organizations, so they weren't
Yep.
coming out as the SPLC. They were like they had
No.
all these other companies that
There
they
was like
started that
six
were shell
companies.
companies. Yeah.
The hilarity of all this is that classically, like the KKK, Democrats, like
I know.
throughout
I know.
Reconstruction period,
Yeah.
there was overlapping, which I can see that as
It was,
well. But
well,
generally
yeah.
speaking, started by them,
Yeah.
continually
Dude,
ran
Bush
by
Bradford,
them.
during our lifetime, was Speaker of the House of Representatives, was a formal Grand Kleagle,
Are you
which
talking
sounds
about?
like
You're not talking about David Duke,
no,
are you?
Robert Byrd, the senator
Robert
from
Byrd.
West
Yeah.
Virginia. No,
Oh
not
wow,
Speaker, that he was the head of the Senate for the Democrats
Well, isn't
for
is he
years.
is he the one that famously had like the longest filibuster during the attempted passing of the Civil Rights Act to
I don't
fight
know if
it?
it was Byrd or Thurman's. It could have been
Oh,
Strom
it
Thurmond.
was Strom Thurmond. It was Thurmond. You're
But
right
Robert
about
Byrd
that.
used to actually be like a higher up in the Ku
In the
Klux Klan.
Klan.
and again, we can talk about David Duke as well. He was the governor of Louisiana, I
Was he a
believe.
governor?
I believe so,
Oh,
or lieutenant governor, something like that. But he was a grand poobah
but being
of the
like
KKK.
a senator, anyway, I'm just saying, Zeus, your point's well taken. I mean, they try to make
Yeah,
it seem like
you
it's the
would think that.
GOP who was like a bunch of Ku
Yeah,
Klux Klan people or whatever.
you would think
Yeah.
this group would be doing things to get away from that. Didn't I would think
Which
abstinent,
people,
Well,
not
that's what
even
they're
talk
supposed to
about.
do.
Yeah, not even talk about it. Just
which
that's
people?
not the
Oh,
SLPC
SPLC.
or SPLC. I would think that if you want to, again, for instance, like the N word, the only way you're going to get rid of that is if you stop using it. The only way they're going to get that stink off of them is if they just stop talking
Well,
about it, move forward, do good
Well,
things.
yeah, but
That's all it takes.
you got to go with the new generation because like Ibram X. Kendi famously says that the only way to combat racism is with more racism.
That
yeah.
is so
That
stupid.
that's the
And look,
attitude
it's not
now.
the SPLC was never, ever, ever, never, ever going to get and call a press conference and be like, "We did it, we did it, we solved these
We
problems, so
ended
we're
white
gonna,
crimes.
yeah, we're closing our doors, we're gonna donate all the money to Children's Network Telethon, and we're out. See you guys." Like they were never
No,
going to do that.
Yeah, well,
they got to keep themselves going.
Here's the
none of these
thing.
political, what do
They
you call
need
them?
they need a raison d'etre,
Yeah,
right?
that's why we
Yeah,
probably
and
never
that
in our lifetimes find a real cure for all cancer
yeah,
because that
but
big pharma.
this reason was the reason a big part of the reason Biden supposedly ran and Biden won.
He said it was his main he said it was why he decided to run.
Yeah, and if you
The
remember that,
Charlottesville thing.
yeah, and that's also 2020, and that's the year of Black Lives Matter and the Summer of Love. So, I mean, this kind of attitude,
I love how Carl calls it the summer of love all the
it
time.
was the Summer of
We
Love. It
got to
was
do
also happy.
we got to do like a supercut of Carl saying that because I think he said it like 75 times.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
and I
But that
believe
was the
that
prevailing
because
attitude because they also remember they took I don't know like 3 incidents and then use that to say, oh, there's so many white cops just killing black people for no reason all over the country.
Yeah.
And then the best part is when you unpack those individual incidents, which we've done on the show, even those cases like Michael Brown, he was exonerated. The cop was exonerated because it was shown that Michael Brown was going for his gun and he was high on fucking K-12 or whatever it is. So I
Especially,
mean, and
yeah,
then the girl shot in her living room was during a drug bust, and her boyfriend started shooting at the cops first. I
yeah.
mean, the
And that's not
kid,
to say that's not tragic.
the
That that
Blake,
that
no, but that's my point is that they took these incidents, they
And tried
spun
to,
them,
they
and they
spun
turned
them.
them into this cause du jour that cops had to be defunded.
Well, I do want to say that I do believe Biden did want to become president because of what happened, because no vice president ever in the history of presidential races has ever
Wanted.
for president immediately after the guy before them was done. Oh
No, but they
wait,
didn't
that's
want him to. If
completely
you
inaccurate.
remember,
They,
if you
yeah, they
remember,
all
that
do.
was they
They
didn't
all
want
do it.
they didn't want him to. If you remember, he wasn't the candidate that they were really backing until the
Who were they backing?
caucuses happened, and then Kamala was gone, Elizabeth Warren was gone. Like it was pretty clear that Biden was going to be the moderate
Biden,
candidate.
he won South Carolina, and
Moderate.
that was it. And he didn't remember Hillary ran after Obama, so Biden was, doing other things for 4 years.
Yeah.
Biden is Corvette around and stuff like that. He didn't come back in until
No, he came
2024
back because of
or
Charlottesville
20.
and because Trump was a racist. I mean, that was his whole. That's why he said he came back,
Yeah.
So
and
here's the
and
thing.
that was all based on this SPLC. In fact,
Yeah,
this indictment says that the Charlottesville incident with the National
was
Alliance
funded
guys
by them.
was funded by the SPLC. They
Yeah.
wouldn't have even been there. So maybe that
He
young
was
girl
one
would
of
be
the
alive.
insiders, the insider informants or whatever.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about insider informants or field specialists or whatever. If you're an insider,
Drayman.
if you're an informant, you can't participate in the shit.
You're not
You
supposed
can't
to.
do the drugs, you can't do the crimes, you can't steal anything, you just can't do, you got
You
to
got to be
not do
squeaky,
that.
squeaky
Well,
clean.
Desiree, even to that point, the SPLC, they're not a law enforcement agency. So what are they doing?
Correct.
I
Well, why
understand
were
that,
they
but what I'm
doing
saying,
this?
if you're an
What would
informant,
they be,
you can't
lobbyists, I guess?
participate in the shit.
No,
So
okay.
what I'm saying is that's
Charity,
not an informant. That's
501c3,
a person. You're paying a
charity.
person
I bet they call themselves lobbyists.
that is like
Probably.
participating in things. You're paying a person
Yeah.
participating in the shit.
Well, you're funding the whole movement. I mean,
Yeah. This is not
you
an informant.
no. I
Correct.
mean,
This
they
is an
can't. They don't even.
insider. This
They
is
don't.
an inside job.
This group doesn't even attend Charlottesville, if not for the $3 million or whatever that was wired through fake companies by the SPLC. And
They
this is
can't.
and look, I'm not letting Trump off the hook yet on this because I got some issues with Trump, and my main issue with this whole Congress is
Disclosure.
we haven't seen any perp walks yet at all. And I want to see the heads of the SPLC in cuffs, perp walked, and prosecuted to the full extent. And at least
I
this
mean,
is an indictment, and maybe it'll stick. But like, I'm sorry. I mean, like, Tulsi Gabbard is out there every week talking about how Obama had the secret meeting that was behind Russiagate. We've already done an episode on that. So
yeah.
where are the
Well,
arrests?
where are the arrests? Yeah, I mean, again, we this has been a common theme of this show is without accountability, you got nothing. It's just going to happen again.
It just
There
feels
is
like a dog.
no such
It
thing as
feels like a dog.
accountability
It's a
I
dog
know.
and
both
pony show.
sides.
It's a dog and pony show. That's what it is.
It's a
They're
Well,
just trying to.
popularity contest.
it goes back to choreography. Who's paying these people to do these protests? Well, here's a culprit here.
Yeah, it's them.
So who else?
Well, look
Or
back
maybe it
to
is them. And we just haven't found it yet.
Well,
You can't.
Doge exposed all these NGOs. I mean, like they fund all this shit. That's why the ready-made signs are flown out to wherever the protest. I mean, this is all funded big time.
So it's
And
like, they like people on the left want to say, no, no one's paying these people. This is you guys are making this up, or like this could be clearly not. Clearly not. Clearly
So,
somebody's doing it somewhere.
yeah,
and
There's all these there's a handful of groups or whatever that if you just Google it, SPLC like backers or whatever. People are like standing strong with the SPLC. We are with you. We're standing strong through the night, whatever. Um, why?
I
Like
know.
they, I don't. Well, it's what's the crime? Because you can have insiders. Maybe it was in the fine print that the donor money, da, da, da. I don't care. If that's what you were doing, you wouldn't have fucking uh laundered it through these weird accounts
Well,
to
and
other people. One account, the other account to the folks. That's
here's
not
where
how
the
that works. That's
and
money
he,
laundering. You're
here's where the
hiding something.
government, to
That's right.
Desiree's point, where the government really has them in a vice is you have people like George Clooney, right? He donated $1 million to SPLC a few years ago or whatever.
Sucker.
Just use him as an example. So the advice they have him in, or have this group in, is: did you tell the donors that you were using the money this way? It wasn't disclosed. If you're a charity, you're supposed to disclose how you're
Yeah, there's
using
supposed
the
to be a
money.
list. If this was spent here, this was spent there.
Right. So if it
Very
wasn't
detailed,
if
I've
it
seen them
wasn't
before.
listed and it was a major thing, then that is fraud. Now, if you did tell them, now they're an accessory.
Right.
So it's they got them. They got them in a
Mhm.
real
Well,
good situation there.
maybe they listed these groups. Okay, the Center Investigative Agency, Fox Photography, Northwest Technologies. Maybe they're like disclosing that these are what they're giving it to or whatever. But that's not the entity that you're giving it to.
Correct.
It's
Right.
a it's
It
a
may be a
money
filter.
laundering
It could
scheme.
be,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a pass through.
So, hey, see if you guys can follow me on this. This is going to sound a little off the beaten path, but usually my off the beaten paths come back around.
And put on my seatbelt.
This makes me feel like the Epstein shit, right, is a smokescreen. He was a pedophile, but why hasn't anybody been outside of Epstein and Ghislaine and a handful of people when apparently there's hundreds of people on this list? There's videos. Why hasn't anybody?
Because it was all fake.
That's what I'm starting to think, is that it was just this'll we can pull this out anytime and go blah 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 was on the list.
I
And
just to me the
I'm
whole
starting to feel like it's all just smoke and mirrors, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain kind of thing. And now that they've got it sensationalized and we're like chomping at the bit, let's see who's on it. Oh, Bill Gates. Oh, fucking Stephen Hawking.
but there's not a list. That's the thing that
That's what
we don't
yeah.
have real reporters that report this stuff.
I
It's not like there's like a list.
I've
No,
just
so far
recently
there's
came to maybe you
3
guys.
million documents, right? That's
Yeah,
what they
there's.
unloaded.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with everyone that's like, how is no one going to jail? I mean,
Right, at least one. What? Give us one
I mean,
person to.
you've got all these
Or
witnesses that are
interviews,
like, this is
questions.
what happened.
Yeah, I think it's all like the biggest fucking scam on the citizenry of the United States ever. The only people that they're like indicting are Prince Andrew. Like the only people that
Yeah,
they're
and you talk
throwing
about
under the bus
you talk
is
about
people in other
uncomfortable.
countries.
Like Charles he's in town tonight.
Yeah,
King Charles
Oh
it's
is
yeah.
in DC
I
tonight.
like it. Okay, so good. I wasn't that far off on a tangent with that. You get
No,
what I'm saying?
I
Is
know what
like
you're saying.
I wouldn't be surprised if after this, if they feel like things are getting a little weird, suddenly we get some more Epstein stuff. Oh, we found another blah blah blah. I
Well,
have the feeling that is a gift that's just going to keep on giving.
well, look at. I mean, what SPLC did, the MO. If you do you guys remember like when Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of Michigan, there was like a plot to kidnap her from
Yes, yes. And like
for
they were all working for the FBI.
they were all working for the FBI, and they have like the FBI. These guys are like, they're like, man, you should like kidnap. I'm making it short. Like the FBI guys, like, man, you should kidnap the governor. It's
It's
like,
going to look this way.
that's a good idea. We're gonna go in there. No, no, if you're gonna do it, this is the way you need to do it. Yeah, but we can't afford that. Well, here's some money if you need. Like
Mm,
they led them down the garden path, and then
right.
I think all those guys got off, didn't they? I don't think any of them are even in jail now
And
because when all this
didn't the
came out,
husband get shot or something in that situation, or
no, that was
attacked with a
something else.
hammer?
No, that was Pelosi's
Oh, okay.
husband.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
just
was a good story
Never
too.
figured out what happened
every
with that guy.
No, who was that
everything's
guy?
just
He
so
was living on a
fucking
bus. He
easy.
was on like crystal
Yeah.
meth, whatever his story was. He was a
Meanwhile,
hippie.
meanwhile, nobody's talking about the fact that what's the Somalian
Ilhan Omar.
yeah, nobody's talking about the fact that she just said World War 11.
Did she really?
Yes, she did. She said World War 11 instead of
Is this
instead of
AI?
World War 2.
No way. I got to see that to believe it.
The last time the Alien Enemies Act was invoked, it was used to detain and deport German, Japanese, Italian immigrants during World War 11.
Kind of funny.
Now, the only thing I heard about Ilhan Omar in the news recently is that she's been getting, I guess they did some kind of audit of her wealth and her investments and everything else. And she apparently came over here making about 60 grand doing God knows what. And now she's worth like 30 plus million since she got elected into the government.
Nice
So
job.
yeah. How does
But
that
then she said
happen
she's
on that
not.
salary, right?
But now she said she's not, and they redid it, and now she's back down to like $100,000 net worth or
Oh,
something.
wow. How'd that happen?
I don't know. And they closed the winery because when I think of Somalia, I think of fine wine.
Well, yeah, but somebody actually went out to the winery, and it's not even a winery. It's just like a shell company, like that's not.
Deport German,
It's not real.
Italian immigrants during World War 11.
What is that?
I just can't believe that's real. We'll have to put that in.
It's all over the place. I'll send it to you. World War
She's
11.
something else.
Oh my goodness.
Well, anyway, that's the story with the Southern poverty loss, and there at least somebody's in some hot water. Maybe,
But
maybe.
Carl, I'm with you. It's like to me, and I need to see some consequences. I need to see, and not because I'm vindictive, and not because I have a bloodlust. It's because I don't want this shit to happen again. And if no
Right.
one gets in trouble, it's going to happen again.
And I don't get what they're doing because they know when the Democrats take the House, if that happens come November, it's going to be impeachment city all over again. And if a Democrat takes over the White House again, in addition to that, they're going to start arresting. I mean, there's no doubt they tried it before.
They're going to do it. Dude, there's already
They've
Democrats
done
on
it.
record saying that we're going to start impeachment day one if we take the House.
So
And if they take the White House, Mike, if they take
the White House.
if they take the White House, they're going to start arresting people again. You know they
It's
are.
over. If they take the White House, it's over.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got
The country's
SPLC over here,
Yeah.
right? And then they're connected to Ilhan Omar over here, and then the Somalian pirates over here. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking around. I love the string thing.
No, it's good. It's a good decorating thing.
I don't know what more to say about this. I feel this like dark cloud over the world. I don't think that this is going to end up. Again, I've always said that I don't think that a World War III is going to be how we envision it.
You mean
I don't
World War 111?
World War 111, I'm sorry. I don't think it's going to be how we envision it with nukes and all this. It's going to be information. It's just going to be manipulation. It's going to be a game of risk. Everybody just pushing things around. People die on the field, but these oligarchs, all these people here, there, everywhere, they don't attain all these things to blow up the world and not be able to use them. And people argue, well, what if they're crazy? Yeah, but they're vetted. Every country, maybe not like, I don't know, like Nigeria or a country or Yemen or something like that. Maybe they don't vet so much, but they also don't have nukes. So again, I think the countries that are the most dangerous do have processes that are set up to prevent that. Like
Wait, you think North Korea? What about North Korea? That's just a family. If you get one crackpot in there,
they've got one crackpot in there.
No one's
Hasn't
betting
sent anything.
No one's betting those guys. I mean, like you don't know who the next Kim Jong whatever is going to be. You know
It's
what I
going to be
mean?
his daughter. She's like 14.
Oh Jesus!
Fair
that's
enough.
a
Fair
woman
enough,
with a
but
nuke. Boom. That's going to be. No, I'm kidding, Desiree.
But again, to that effect, other countries are gonna be on top of the ones that they feel are the loose.
Oh, let's hope so.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
And
From your lips to God's ears.
So again, I just it is scary where the world is, but I think it's going to be us clawing at each other and them just sitting up high on the hill watching it rather than anything devastating to life on the planet. It'll always just be these kid with the magnifying glass pointing it at the ants and watch them go crazy. We've been doing it for so long now, it's
Well,
in our nature.
the thing is, and not to jump to AI, and I'm not saying that I
AI is
believe
Yes.
this,
yeah.
and it's not, I'm not
Good
saying I
call.
believe this is going to happen, but there are people that say that, in just a very short amount of time, you're going to have AI taking over so many people's jobs that people aren't, they
Yeah.
talk about guaranteed basic income. I mean, Yang used to talk about that. Elon Musk is talking
Elon's been
about it.
talking about it and he's
Well,
So,
saying that it's
it's going to
possible.
be
but
required.
but if you get to a point where you have all this unrest, where again, like you take this Cole guy, this attempted assassin, right?
Cold Tommy Allen.
He's 31 years old. Who knows what his was
Yes,
he
31.
successful? I don't know, whatever. But he believes this thing. It doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. He believes it. He gets radicalized, and it drives him to do this. Now take the entire like 80% of the population of young men, have them not have jobs, have
Yeah.
them have resentment, have them being told who to blame. Oh, young person, 25 years old who can't live the American dream the way you've always.
And that like getting
This guy's fault
demasculinized.
over here that you did. So you take like our screwed up rhetorical universe we're living in right now and pump in all these agitated young fighting age men. That to me, that's like
Recipe.
when I look at AI, I'm just like, oh my God, man. There's the old Chris Rock joke where he's like, you know, if you go into a neighborhood and it's noon and there's like a bunch of working age males hanging out in the corner, that's not a good neighborhood, you know? He's like, if you go to a neighborhood at noon and there's all these ladies with prams walking their kids through the neighborhood, that's probably a pretty good neighborhood. And it's so true, man. I mean, that's if you have like all these dudes just standing around, that's not good. That's not
No,
good, man. That's
no.
not good for your culture. That's not good for your society. It's not good
Well,
for
yeah, it's not. And then also when you add to the fact that, I mean, we're talking with AI, it could get to the point where how are these people supposed to eat? We're talking breadlines.
yeah.
You know, I mean, it could get really, really bad. And it's probably not just going to happen in America because this is AI and this thing's going to it's going to have a global effect on society, in every type of government in every different country. It's not just going to be Americans that are suffering, although we'll feel it because we're not used to that kind of tyranny and already, you know what I mean? Like there's
Well,
countries where they're already socialist completely, that's not us. That's not America. So when it's hitting people that like to work,
well, not to be all dystopian, but back in the 70s and early 80s when they had all these guys that were like, oh, the world's going to freeze, it's going to be a new ice age, or the
yeah,
population bomb guy, like there's too many people. And then you have, wherever you're
Now we've
falling,
got a decline in the population on the earth, yeah.
but wherever you fall in the spectrum of like abortion and all that stuff, there's a lot of people that, 100% do not believe the pro-life side of it. There are we're dehumanizing people rhetorically by calling them names and all. So you get, and then the other thing is you get to a point where okay, you have all these people standing around. It's poor. There's bread lines. There's not enough money to go around. Now you end up having like, well, why do we need these people? These are
Mhm.
these are excess people that we need to get rid of. Like you could
yeah,
see how sideways this can go really quick. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
yeah.
It's like, well, we just have to get rid of these people. It's like a zombie movie, except they're not zombies.
And
They're
Yeah,
then
regular people
you
that
can't
just
yeah,
have
use
Mike,
surplus
I was going to say, I don't know
humanity.
if you ever saw the fourth installment of the George Romero Dead movies. It's called what is it called? Land of the Dead.
I have not.
And
No, I have
and
not seen
and in it, it's this sort of dystopic future. The zombie thing has gotten worse and worse. And so now what they have is they have a hierarchy where there's the super, super rich people that live in the high rises,
ah,
and then there's everybody else that lives
wow.
outside that, just struggling to survive and basically doing that by providing to these wealthy elites. You know what I mean?
Sounds
Like
a
it's
little
kind of
like
like
Hunger Games.
the mob.
Yeah,
It's a pretty, if you've only seen the like
I'm
Dawn
gonna
and
see it.
Day, you
No,
should
because
check it out. It's got John Leguizamo in it. I can't remember who else, but it's probably usual Ramiro
I
people.
may have seen it, but I don't remember it. But it's exactly what I'm talking about, so I definitely want to see
It's
that.
gonna get
It's
bad.
exactly what
It could get really bad.
That's
and
before Leguizamo was a screaming maniac.
yeah.
He's a lunatic now.
But the thing with history, and I'm not saying this. I mean, I'm of a certain age, whatever. But I've read enough history and read enough books by people that have observed history through it, and it's a misnomer. It gets very people think history happens slowly. Like everyone thinks everything moves at the glacial pace.
It's all paradigm shift.
And it kind of does too. I mean, if it's like the fly on the tree, right? Who lives for one day and doesn't see the tree grow because it only lives for a day. So, but if you look back at history, when shit goes down, it happens very quickly. Like things,
Yes.
like paradigm shifts, like you're saying,
Yeah.
things can happen like just 2 days later. It's like it was never like that before. I mean, the only thing that's comparable, I think, in our lifetime is like 9/11. I mean, that feeling of
Yeah,
like
that
where
was visceral.
people say like 9/10 and then we're living in a 9/11 world.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
9/10 world ended.
Right.
But I'm talking about like that on steroids and
Right.
things
And
can
Mike,
happen.
you brought up AI, and that's that point that you're making is it's happened so like that's suddenly like, oh, there's AI and look what it can do. It makes cute little movies, blah 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 blah. It's the guys that are inventing this stuff and running this stuff have basically said this could get really bad.
Yeah.
Well, and
And
who's to
it's
say it hasn't
existing now.
already? Who's to say it hasn't already? Because again, I've said this before, but like, the stealth bomber was around for 50 years before
Yeah,
we
of
were
course.
it was
Yeah.
open to us. So like when we're playing around on Grok and we're having people turn into the Hulk, the shit they got
Yeah.
is fucking bonkers, I'm
Well, they
sure.
already said, didn't they? Wasn't there a report that supposedly like what was it? The school in Iran that got bombed. They said it had something to do with AI. That it was an error because of AI, the targeting.
Oh
I
man, I did
seriously
not know
doubt
that.
that though.
I thought I
That's
heard
the thing
that.
it wouldn't I don't think that's the thing AI wouldn't fuck up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I mean it.
But
So
look, the point is it's going involved in weaponization for sure. I mean, if it's not already, like you said, Zeus, they probably had this for a long time, and they
yeah.
probably have a version that we don't have access to. Supposedly, AI is making itself now. I mean, I've heard
Yes.
some crazy shit.
Yes.
All I'm saying is
Yes.
what we've got on a commercial level is
Yeah,
fucking
you're right.
powerful.
Of course.
I know.
It's fucking powerful, and
And
I guarantee.
it's compounding like monthly. It's not even like yearly
Right.
anymore. I mean,
And
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 yeah.
And in terms of the art of war, what Zeus is talking about, the way wars will be fought, we have drones with bombs on them. We have robot dogs with machine guns. We have robots that look like people that can be programmed to pretty much do whatever. So back to Mike's point, if you have a population that's just, what do we do with all these people? It can get ugly quick.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
big time.
So let's
I mean,
let's
in violence, as
Yeah,
far as them taking people
absolutely.
out with robots, drones, it wouldn't be hard. They
It
don't need
would not be
nukes.
hard.
They don't need nukes.
No, I don't think we I don't foresee that at all. I just don't.
I mean,
And maybe I'm the naive one, but I just
imagine, and that someone did a fake video on this like 5 or plus years ago,
Mhm.
but it was meant to be like this could happen. This is a possible future. But imagine like a swarm of like 1,000 drones that are the size of like a large bumblebee that
Mhm.
have a charge in them,
Yeah.
and they can fly and they hit you in the head. So it's
Well,
like getting shot,
have you
and they
seen what
just
China does
all
with the
come.
drones?
They all come in
Have
and
you seen
just.
what China does with the drones? They do these amazing shows in the
Oh
sky
yeah,
and they're all synchronized and all
yeah.
that. Yeah, so I mean, and just making them smaller, and that's what we do. We make things smaller and smaller and smaller.
So you think it's a
More
bug?
efficient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Or it's 30 feet above you, but it's got great. I mean, the camera on this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
So a camera 30 feet up on a virtually silent drone, we would never
Yeah.
know.
Oh, we have satellites that can see somebody's ass from space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever seen Google Maps? Google
yeah, look
Right.
at
Earth?
Google Maps. You're right, Des. It's right
Well,
there. And that's what
so
we have access to.
I can
right again.
they have to blur my license plate on Google Maps
Yeah.
because it can see it if they
Yeah.
don't.
That's
So
crazy.
I can see the Infinity logo on my fucking car.
And that's just
From the
archival
Google
stuff that they're showing.
Street
That's
View.
like 3 months
that's old,
old,
yeah.
but they've got it right now. Well, guys, we probably should be wrapping this up, but
Yeah.
I did want to end on a positive note. Did you guys see the video of this principal? Some kid came in to shoot the shit out of the school,
Oh yeah, and he tackled
and this
him.
principal, yeah, old guy,
Yeah.
tackled him,
Hey, he
and
looked like one of us.
he looked just like one of us.
He
He
took
was
the guy out.
I didn't see
held
that.
down. They made him prom king.
Mhm.
I just found that very uplifting.
No,
that
there's like footage of it,
yeah,
or security footage of it. This
he
guy like,
tackled the dude.
yeah, and the guy had a long gun, didn't he? Or was it a
I
pistol?
think it was pistol. I think
And
he
he
was holding
shot.
down
Did he
his.
shoot it?
I don't
One or two
know.
rounds? Not. He didn't shoot the guy, but I think he.
No, he did shoot the guy because I do think the
Oh.
principal got shot in the leg. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, and then like I said, they made him the prom king.
That guy's never gonna buy a beer in that town again, man.
No,
No.
he come here, I'll buy him a beer.
Yeah.
I just like hearing stories about people doing stuff that you might not think you could do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then here you are.
Yeah. Well, I remember a long time ago, we did an episode on heroes.
On
I
heroes,
think-
female
Yeah.
heroes, right?
No,
I
it was
think-
on
no.
Heroes. We talked about the guy at the mall that had
The
he
real
was
life hero.
period,
That's right.
and the guy that ran into the fire
Yes.
and saved people.
Yes.
We should maybe have like a heroes episode every year because they're out there.
Unsung heroes. It doesn't have to be like they save someone's life, but just unsung heroes.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good stuff that you don't hear about.
Maybe maybe we start.
That's a good episode.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay. Well, yeah,
From
we'll
me.
do. Let's do it.
All right, ladies.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in again. We'll
Oh,
see you next week.
And let's shout out to the guy. His name was
Oh, is this the
Kirk Moore.
Kirk Moore,
Yeah,
the school principal?
Falls Valley High School. I don't know where it was. It says that
Falls
he.
Valley is in Oklahoma.
Okay. Good for him. Good guy.
Yeah, that's good
Great
stuff.
guy.
All
All
right.
right,
We'll see you
guys.
next week, everybody.
Okay,
care.
guys.
Bye.
Good show, Jack.
You know you say you had some money, but you better be sure. No, these hard times gonna kill you, just dry on so.